Find the largest and greatest selection of RVs in the state at the 2024 Utah RV Super Show, September 12th to the 15th at the Mountain America Expo Center. See the newest models as well as the best remaining inventory from this year. Visit the website, enter to win a family 4-pack of tickets. The Utah RV Show coming up September 12th through the 15th at the Mountain America Expo Center. DJ and PK, we're joined now by Riley Jensen, the former Utah State quarterback, which is good because I want to talk quarterbacks with you, Riley.
Let's do it.
You watched Jake Retzlaff win his first game at BYU after 4 losses. Now, obviously, there's a level of competition, clearly. But when you just watch him, what did you see on the weekend that looked different than what you saw last November?
Well, I saw more command of the offense. I saw a little bit more confidence. I felt like the guys were responding to him, and then there was one particular throw that I thought showed particular maturity. They were throwing into the north end zone. I can't remember what quarter it was, but they threw a deep ball, and I think some people that were just watching it on TV are like, "Wow, what's he doing? He's throwing that into triple coverage." But he actually didn't. He made a perfect read. The safety came up. The corner was trying to come over to guard it. He threw it over over 3 defenders because the corner was also covering this guy. But he also threw it away from the safety to where his guy could catch it or nobody caught it. And it was a big catch. They caught it down within the 10-yard line. And I thought it was maybe the best throw that I've seen him throw because young quarterbacks and quarterbacks that aren't mature in college football, they make their one read and they think, oh, that's wide open, and they'll throw the ball, and sometimes a corner can come over and trick you and fool you. And he threw it away from the cornerback, and I just thought it was a very mature throw. So that's the kind of stuff that translates into the Big 12. That's the kind of stuff that translates into a different level of football that he's going to have to play well in. And I thought he was really, really solid. I think if you're a BYU fan, that Jake Retzlaff gave you everything that you need to know for this first game. Now, yes, he did miss a couple of passes, but for me as a quarterback's coach or as an offensive coordinator, the throws that he missed were the right reads. And so we know that physically everything's going to come together. You don't play college football if you can't throw the ball. What you worry about is if someone can't make the reads. He was making the right reads. He missed a tight end down by the goal line that I think he'd want back and everybody else wants back, but it was the correct read. The guy was open. He just missed him. So to me, you can work with that as an offensive coordinator.
I used 2 words as I watched him play, and you already used one, confident. But I also use the word comfortable. What do you think of that?
Oh, no question. When I'm saying he has command of the offense, he's comfortable. He doesn't. There wasn't that. There was a little bit last year of what I would call hesitation, meaning, is this the right read? Am I making the right throw? And I didn't get any sense of that on Saturday. And I thought he was fun to watch. You know, I've talked to different coaches down there. They've told me he can make all the throws, and he really can. He has a live arm. I know that junior college quarterbacks don't get a lot of love like they used to back in the day, but for a guy to come from junior college and to play some pretty good football nowadays is really interesting. And his story is unique. I mean, he was a senior, I believe, during the COVID year. And in California, they didn't even play that fall. They had to play into the spring, and they only got like 5 games or 6 games. It was really kind of a miserable situation for kids in California. And for him to come out of a junior college and to play at a high level is interesting to me. And I think, man, he's got size. He's got some athleticism. He definitely has the arm. Now you mix in some confidence or some command. Man, it looked considerably better. Now, some of the things I think looked better too was the run game and the offensive line, and that's always going to help the quarterback when the run game and the offensive line are doing better. So I think there were there are a few different things there that were much improved for BYU.
What jumped out at you about the Cougar defense?
Well, that one was a little bit harder for me to see. I think they did what they were supposed to do. They were coming after the guy. They were right there. They were in step with what they're supposed to do. But for defense, it's a little harder for me to read what they're supposed to do, because you can make a mistake on defense and still win physically. And so it's hard for me to tell exactly what they're going to be. Look, they have some of the signatures of a Jay Hill defense. They're gonna hustle to the ball. They're gonna bring pressure on the quarterbacks, and those are the type of things that they're gonna do. I guess the low hanging silver lining is they were able to get some pressures on the quarterback, and they were able to do some of the things that they weren't able to do almost all of last year defensively.
I thought Cam Rising did what he was going to do, and good for them to get the rust out of the way and all that stuff with he and Keithy, and they look like they picked up right where they left off. I like to say that they played like they used to when they were kids, making a joke that they're both in their seventh year. I actually like that Wilson came in and threw a couple of picks, because my line of thinking is for a quarterback to be good down the line, and his time is not now, but when that time comes, you have to make mistakes, because that's the only way you can learn. So it's actually beneficial in sort of a roundabout way, the way I look at it.
Yeah, two things to the comments you just made. I was really impressed with Keithy and with Rising from the sense of, I work with a lot of athletes who struggle with injury, right? And so to come out mentally, and it didn't even look like they missed a beat. I mean, I know everybody was like holding their breath a little bit. I think Cam ran a little bit more than everybody's comfortable with right now. But Keithy played well and Rising played well. They didn't look like they missed a beat. And that's not always typical for someone who's had some serious knee injuries or serious injuries in the past. So I think that's a good thing to check off the list. And then as far as Isaac Wilson goes, he's going to be fine. At the very beginning, he was a little bit amped up. Same thing as Retzlaff. He actually made the right read on his first interception. He just overthrew the guy, and that's to me, that's an accuracy thing, or he's pumped up type of thing. You can deal with that as a coach. The second interception was a bad read, and that's just something that he's going to have to get used to. I remember getting in as a freshman almost in the same scenario as Isaac Wilson, and it's really, really hard to control your emotions and your excitement, and the game is so much faster in Division I football than it is in high school. And so I by no means would have given him an F. I think I probably would have given him like a B- on the day. But it's really, really hard to handle your emotions the first time you're in. I think he showed that he's big enough, he's strong enough, he has the arm and the athleticism to do what he needs to do. So I think you'll just see him continue to improve.
We had your guy on, or at least your interim guy, Nate Dreiling, interim head coach, and Peaches threw the 2 picks and then went out hurt, and obviously the team got it rolling with Bryson Barnes, but he didn't seem to have any doubt that Peaches is the guy. Is that what you saw from the first game? Yeah, TBD. I think that's always nice when you're the starting quarterback, that you have the confidence of your coach and your coaches, and that's your number one guy. I can tell you this: the rope got considerably shorter after that first appearance, and especially against Robert Morris. You've got to play a little bit better than that. Utah State took a minute to get going, but once they got rolling, they looked okay.
Come on, man. There's only one guy in the state who's a quarterback who went in the Coliseum and beat USC, and we know who that guy is. Oink, oink.
Yeah, I mean, the pig farmer was wearing a moo helmet. I wonder if the pigs were pissed off about I mean, I'd be ticked off right now if I was a pork loin walking around. I'm kind of pissed off if he's wearing.
I thought you were a pork loin walking around.
He's cheating on me. He's cheating on me.
The kid's got some moxie, man. You got to give it to him.
He really does. You do have to give it to him, and he's kind of like what was the old comedy guy, Dangerfield, Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah.
Like nobody gives him any respect. All he does is come in and win games. I mean, listen, I know that it was Robert Morris, but when you come in, you make runs and you make plays the way he did. Every time I see him play, I'm just like, golly. Everywhere he goes, it's no respect. It's no respect.
I tell you, man.
No respect at all.
I thought he played great, man, and he certainly gave the team a boost as far as like energy and enthusiasm for the game.
He threw a pick, but was that not one of the most tremendous picks you've ever seen?
Yes, it was. So that was an example of where I was telling you how Retzlaff threw it away from the defender. That was an example where if you don't throw it away from the defender, that's the kind of things that can happen. That interception was incredible. It was really incredible, but it also wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Yep.
I have to agree with him. It also wasn't. Yeah, okay.
He gave him a chance to make a play, and he made a tremendous play. And you're back. Don't talk bad about the pig farmer. He'll cut off your phone.
That was an incredible interception. I mean, that could be up for like play of the year.
Yeah,
that was an unbelievable interception.
How much do you buy that with BYU going into Dallas and playing an SMU team that is ascending? Won 11 games last year. His third year, the guy's got it going on, going 7-6, 11-3. They're 2-0 now. That if the Cougars can pull this off, this could be a catalyst for them exceeding expectations. You don't want to go crazy over a single game, but if they get this, it sort of reminds me a little bit of when BYU went down to TCU when Bronco was trying to build that thing, and they won that game. And so it's just across town and 40 miles or so apart. But I think it could be something that can springboard them into a decent season.
Well, I think that's a totally fair statement. I mean, SMU is a team right now that people talk about, and I feel like, I don't know, I give the side eye to SMU every week. I'm like, okay, are they legitimately good? Are they really good? And the answer keeps coming back recently, like, yeah, they're winning. Like, this is a good team. This is a program that can win football games consistently. And I think BYU would like to be in that conversation. And I think this is the type of team that if you went down to Dallas, you beat SMU. It gives you that confidence, that shot in the arm that, like, hey, we're back. We're back to playing competitive football in every single game that we're in. And a win over SMU would get people to start, like, giving BYU the side eye. Okay, so they're 2-0 now. What are they going to do? What do they look like? And certainly inside the program, that would be definitely a shot in the arm of confidence and of, like, okay, guys, we're doing the right things. We've made the correct adjustments. We're going the right direction. We still need to get better because there's no way that you won't need to get better in each game. But we're going the right direction, and I think that would be a huge win. Enormous? No. Huge? Yeah. Like, program building? Yes. Definitely a confidence builder if they beat SMU.
Utah's got Baylor at home Saturday afternoon. Baylor blew out Tarleton State in their money game 45-3, but their quarterback, DeQuan Finn, threw 2 picks in 22 attempts, and their two running backs combined for 35 carries, and combined they average 4 yards a carry. Those numbers aren't good enough. Those numbers suggest to me that Utah is going to shut down the Baylor offense, much as they did last year in the narrow win down there in a low-scoring game. So that point spread in the teens, anywhere from 14 to 17, Utah ought to crush that because Baylor's going to struggle to score, aren't they? What am I missing here, if anything?
I don't think you're missing anything. Look, Dave Aranda, obviously he coached at Utah State. He's a defensive coach. Like they're going to specialize, or they're going to be a good defensive team. That's what they did to Tarleton State. But when you look at those stats that you're talking about, with 2 interceptions, with not great running, I mean, the defensive line for the University of Utah is really good. It's really good. And, I think the thing that's exciting about the University of Utah to me is they built their name and they built their reputation on defense and special teams. And they won 8 games, 9 games, 10 games a year with defense and special teams. Well, this offense is really humming right now, and it just feels different to me with Cam Rising playing quarterback at the University of Utah. I feel like every single game they're going to find ways to score bunches of points, and that's what makes Utah a college playoff team to me. That's what makes them, a Big 12 conference champion or contender to me. Is they've always played defense and special teams, but this offense is different than the signature Kyle Whittingham offenses, and I think that's exciting. And I think if Utah just plays their normal defense against Baylor, I mean, I don't see why they don't score 28 points on Baylor easy. And so this could be a real blowout. Like, I could see this being like a 35-10 game. And to me, that's a blowout when you're playing against I guess we call it a P4 team now, right?
Bryson Barnes off the bench for 5 second-half touchdowns and a 38-35 win at the Coliseum. Is that how you see it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not how I see it.
I thought you figured maybe SC had a chance after the way they played against LSU.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going in with low expectations.
I'm going in with real low expectations.
Yeah. All right.
Real low expectations.
Well, good to talk.
They looked really good.
They did.
And defensively was the big change to me.
Yeah.
Was a little bit of attitude defensively.
Well, good to talk football and quarterbacks with you, Riley. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next week.
Love you guys. Thanks, man.
DJ PK, it's 97.5 The Zone. There's Riley Jensen, Steve Lansdale. PonyFans.com, publisher and SMU Mustangs radio sideline reporter, joins us at 9 o'clock. It's a Win Tickets Wednesday. We're giving away tickets in about 25 minutes. DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone.
There we go. Ready to go.